Hola everyone, Christian here. Did you know that the easiest way to increase your email list is through exit intent pop-ups? They work 5% better than regular pop-ups, and let's find out why, and stick around to the end so you'll know exactly how to make one inside of Klaviyo. Exit intent pop-ups are very, very powerful, and rightfully so. They outperform regular time pop-ups all the time. In this video, I'm going to show you why they work better and how to actually set it up. So why exit intent pop-ups work better? Well, exit intent pop-ups, or just exit pop-ups, are triggered when a visitor moves their mouse to leave the page, right? So they are displayed when the user is sort of moving away or upward to actually close the window or go to maybe a different tab. So these types of pop-ups are effective because they don't interrupt the visitor's path on your website, right? They are just browsing, they're doing everything that they want to do, and just when they're about to leave, right, they're done with that session, that's when the pop-up comes up. They give you one last chance to convince your user to stay in your store. Now I want to go over just some few best practices, but before we do that, I want to say bienvenidos. My name is Christian Piñon, one of the co-founders here at BitBranding. We're an e-commerce growth agency that specializes in helping clothing stores grow and scale profitably online. We drop new videos every week, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Now, before we jump into Klaviyo and create the actual pop-ups, I want to go over some best practices, right? When creating some of these. So number one is to create a design that is consistent with your website design. You might feel like the templates inside of Klaviyo for the forms are good enough, but a lot of times you want to make sure that you're making sure that the pictures that you're using, the background colors, the fonts, very important, the call to action button all matches with your brand, and it doesn't look like it's something just completely out of left field. That's going to be it's going to make the experience a lot better for your customers. So the second best practice that we have for you is to make your message visible. You want to make sure that the message actually stands out, that you're dimming the background so the pop-up actually shows up a little bit better. You're picking maybe a little bit bigger size font just so that it really stands out for you. And make your elements, for example, the email fields and the buttons actually just a little bit bigger than your typical call to action buttons on your website. And obviously, yeah, use catchy colors. Again, you want to stay within your brand colors, but you still have the opportunity to add some flavor to the colors and potentially go play with the opacity, right, of your colors. I've seen a lot of stores where they do that really well, where their color might be just kind of like a burnt orange, right? Maybe like a darker type orange, but for their call to actions on their website, they just tweak that orange a little bit so that it's a little bit brighter, and it's just a little bit more eye-catching, and it pops a little bit more for the website. So don't be afraid to just tweaking your brand colors just a little bit to make those buttons and those call to actions actually pop a lot better. The next one is going to be to make the pop-ups responsive to the device type. So you want to make sure that the desktop and the mobile pop-ups are just slightly different. Obviously for desktop, whenever the mouse leaves the page, that's when the pop-up is triggered. But when you're talking about mobile, there's really no mouse to leave the page, right? You're just kind of scrolling through your page. So I'm actually going to show you how to do both of those, the desktop and the mobile one, inside of Klaviyo. Again, the mobile one might not be as perfect, but it'll still work with how we want it to work, right? Not interrupting the flow of the customer. All right, and lastly is to craft your content to grab attention. Very, very important. So you want to make sure that as far as the copywriting, right, the verbiage of your pop-up grabs the visitor's attention. So you want to make sure that you make it unique. So again, the Klaviyo templates just have very generic, type information in there. It's usually like the, sign up and get 15% off, right? So you want to make sure that you tweak your words and make it unique. You also want to make sure that you make it ultra specific. So for example, if you're going to offer some kind of discount or some kind of offer, to make sure that you be specific with the percentage, or make sure that you're specific with the dollar amount that you're going to be offering, and make sure that it's relevant to them, right? So if you're offering already free shipping, or maybe you have some customers that they always do free shipping, and then your offer has something to do with free shipping as well, like that might not be enticing or relevant to them. You also want to convey a sense of urgency. So just making sure that you're letting them know this is sort of the last chance, right, for them to get this discount before they either exit or check out. And obviously the last one is just make sure that it's useful. Your pop-up should convince your user to actually sign up and get this discount. And speaking of discounts, we've also learned recently that doing random numbers actually works a little bit better. So instead of doing your typical 15 or 20% off, try doing something like a 16 or 21% off, right? Something that catches people's attention and they're like, huh, this is different. That's always just a good thing to do, is to play around with your offer and in your incentive to see what's actually working and what's not working. Obviously, there's a lot of things that you can do there, like I talked about, the free shipping, potentially free gift, or just doing a flat rate discount or a percentage discount. Now, tracking data with Klaviyo is really, really good because obviously Klaviyo and Shopify give you the analytics that you need. But if you're looking for something more robust, we're using a tool called Well for all of our client and group coaching members. And this tool allows us to see the lifetime value of customers at 30, 60, and 90 days. And we're very excited because it also tells us the estimated action of customers. So imagine being able to send out emails through Klaviyo or run ads to customers who are actually likely to buy from you a second or third time, and knowing when to send out these marketing messages. It's very, very powerful. Well centralizes the metrics from all of your tools into your pocket. They simplify, inform, and save you time. Make sure to check out the link in the description below. All right, so let's set this up with Shopify and Klaviyo. If you haven't checked out our video on how to initially connect Klaviyo and Shopify, you can do so by clicking here. And once you're done with that, then come back to this spot right here, because I'm gonna show you how to create that exit intent pop-up. Now, for the purpose of this video, and we actually tried to do it on the actual checkout page, but that didn't quite work because Shopify just kind of cancels that and doesn't allow any scripts to be run on the actual checkout page. What we've done is we've done an exit intent pop-up just for the cart page, right? So you may have your welcome pop-up on your website right now. So this would be sort of a different pop-up that we'll create just for the cart page. So these people have high intent of buying this product and they're about to exit. So you want to hit them with that last offer or that last incentive to make sure that they go through and go on to the next step, which would be the checkout page. Let's go into Klaviyo here, and we're gonna go to sign up forms. And then in here, we'll create sign up form. And then for the purpose of this, I think I'm gonna do just this one right here. I'm gonna name it exit intent. Now, I'm not gonna mess around with the design of it, so I kind of gave you already the best practices for you to change within the design. What I'm going to show you is the targeting and the behavior, so more of the settings side of things. So we're gonna go here to targeting and behavior. And by the way, like to change the styles and all that, obviously you would go to the styles right here, and here's where you'll be able to manipulate colors, fonts, the words, and all that stuff. So we're gonna go to targeting and behavior. And then in here, what we wanna do, so as you can see, the default is always gonna be this, where it's a show on page load. So it's almost immediately as whenever you open the page, it's gonna show you this. So we're gonna do show based on rules. And then we're gonna do show when visitor is exiting the page. And then for this one, I'm gonna do 10 days in here. And then for devices, again, we want to make these exclusive. This is going to be the exclusive desktop only, and we'll have a different one for mobile. I usually don't like to do this. I want them to actually either click on the X or click on the no thanks in order to close the form. So I always close this off or toggle it off. If they already have their information in, or maybe through some cookies, it might recognize that you already have a Klaviyo profile. So if they're not like a first-time customer, I don't necessarily want to show them this right now. I'm more interested in people who haven't purchased with me, and I'm trying to kind of push them over the edge to do that. Now you can do things for all your visitors, right? And again, maybe make it a smaller offer so that they can actually use that for the checkout page. And then the last thing that we want to do here is we only want to show it on certain URLs. And then what we want to do here is containing /cart. Now for you, this might be a little bit different. So you do want to make sure that you check your store. And what I've done is just I went to the store and then I went to the cart page and then I just checked on the URL. More than likely yours is going to be somewhat the same or exactly the same. But I would still highly suggest to, again, just check your cart page and see what it says here. And then you just want to copy that and include it in here. So this pop-up only going to show up on the actual cart page. And then I think that's all. And like I said, for now, we're going to leave this just as it is, which is the complete opposite of what I want you to do. But for the purposes of this video and timing, I'm going to leave it as is. So let's go ahead and click publish. Let me go here, go back to the cart. I'm scrolling, about to exit, and there we go. So the pop-up shows up right when my mouse actually just literally went over the other tab. Really cool. Now that we know that's working, I want to go ahead and show you just really quickly how to make this, but for mobile. So click exit here. And once you have that first one, then we're just gonna go ahead and click clone. And then instead of copy of, we're gonna put mobile. We're gonna edit it. And then in here, targeting and behavior, the thing that we wanna change is devices. We're gonna do mobile only. Again, we wanna make sure that these are checked off. And then it's gonna be hard for it to tell when the visitor is exiting the page. So I wouldn't let this one checked off right here. What I would do is show after scrolling a certain amount on your page. And usually what I do, it's more than 50%, so somewhere around like 60%. So they're on the cart page, they've been there for a little bit and they've scrolled 60% of the page. So at that point, just show them the pop-up. And then we want to leave everything else the same. Yep, and then just hit publish and you're good to go. As you can see, the form actually changed a little bit. So I got rid of the image on it. Obviously with mobile, the real estate is not the same as a desktop. So right off the bat, it's gonna get rid of that image. And you should probably also, just stay away from the images on mobile, just so that you can, concentrate, be more unique and specific to the actual offer at hand. All right, and there you have it, Klaviyo exit intent cart pop-ups on Shopify. If you have any questions, please let us know down below. We'll try to make the best effort to help you out. Sometimes the questions are very specific, so it's very hard to actually navigate through some of the issues that you guys are having, but still comment down below. There may be other community members who might be able to help you out as well. So please keep doing that. If you want more videos on Klaviyo and Shopify, please let us know down below as well, so that we can make better content for you and content that is relevant for you as well. So see you in the next one. Bye.